李志超、何家丁啊，九龍總部巡邏隊副隊長。唔好意思喎，遲咗嚟，入邊有冇傷人啊？好彩未搞出人命啫，條僆仔高買拒捕，而家挾持住個大老婆。一邊咁嘈嗰邊個嚟㗎？周強啦，柯水強啊，係佢啊！唉，頭赤。
This is Storm Dog, and I am a huge Chow Yun-fat fan. The movie that really sold me was A Better Tomorrow, and of course its sequels. I like the third film, but I understand how it was stolen from John Woo, as I talked about in my video on Bullet in the Head. I am always seeking more heroic bloodshed films with kinetic gunfights, and was quite pleased when City War dropped into my lap. City War is a 1989 action movie that brings back together T. Lung and Chow Yun-fat. I'm not sure the two ever were able to work together again after this. They of course did A Better Tomorrow in '86, really cementing the themes of heroic bloodshed, where victory comes at a cost and brotherhood is worth dying for. The two were together again for A Better Tomorrow 2 in '87, with Chow Yun-fat playing another character, and the movie basically being a pastiche of the whole niche genre, but still being incredibly enjoyable. T. Lung was not in the third movie, as it was a prequel before the two characters met. He had a quick cameo in the movie Tiger on Beat, and it's a really solid cameo, as well as a really solid film. Chainsaw Duel, anyone? The character Chow Yun-fat did in Tiger on Beat is similar to the one here in City War, being more comedic in the first half, with T. Lung being the hothead. Within this film, City War, no connection to earlier Chow Yun-fat film City on Fire, which inspired Reservoir Dogs. Chow Yun-fat and T. Lung are police officer partners, Dick and Ken, respectively. Ken is the family man, played by T. Lung, and he and his wife are always working to get Dick set up with a good girl. This does bring about some of the more comedic scenes of the movie, a genre Chow Yun-fat is quite accomplished at. Either way, there's a crime boss that recently got out of prison after being captured by Ken years ago. He is hot to get revenge on Ken for this incident, one that also rendered him impotent. The crime boss's girlfriend waited for him, but now his violence and his rage, due to his inability, is pushing her away. The plot is further drawn together as she meets Dick in a club and romance blooms between them. The crime boss soon finds out and also wants revenge on Dick. Chow Yun-fat's character is a negotiator for the police and seeks to defuse violent situations, but T. Lung's character only wants to judge crime and injustice. Because of this, Ken has already been in trouble with his superiors numerous times. Throw in a politically motivated chief to create extra stress on the heroes, and you're in for a good time. The crime boss, who in some translations is called Ted, kills Ken's former partner and closes in on Ken's family. This is one of those serious heroic bloodshed films, and nobody, man, woman, or child, is safe. When the action starts, this film has no chill. I'm just warning you. Stakes are high, this is not a Hollywood film. The action is superb, as expected. Everyone is bleeding by the end. The finale in the mechanic bus yard is excellent. The gunfight moves from the mechanic bays to a double-decker bus and on, just past that. There is some captivating work here, well worth the price of admission. It won't disappoint. The stakes are so high by this point, with both of the police partners each seeking to stop each other from having to deal with this evil villain and potentially dying. The villain is a force to be reckoned with, and the finale delivers. I don't know why I waited so long to watch this one. Film grossed in Hong Kong dollars about 13,230,000, almost 231, at the Hong Kong box office during its theatrical run from December 21st, 1988 to January 27th, 1989. Of course, they're in Hong Kong, so about a month, which is a pretty normal theater run for this period of history. It would probably have also made it as a Chinese New Year's movie, a time when a lot of moviegoers were off work and would catch the film, allowing the studio to recoup and profit and make the next one. If you've already seen The Killer or A Better Tomorrow, this film should be next. I have said so much about Chow Yun-fat on this channel. It bothers me that he was never quite successful in America despite his hard work at learning the language. His American films never quite knew what to do with him beyond making him the Asian character, except for possibly The Replacement Killers and The Corruptor. I don't feel like he's personally had any major hits lately, but he also doesn't lean into the action roles like he was so often sought after for back in the day. He has a music career on the side, as so many Hong Kong stars do, but he contributes all his earnings to charity, as he says he doesn't feel he has a very good voice. In real life, he's incredibly friendly and polite. Even when he was a major star, he would walk down to the market every day and buy the ingredients to go home and make his mom lunch. He's from kind of a rural part of Hong Kong, and this may very well contribute to his attitude. To this day, he lives very modestly on purpose. His co-star, T. Lung, was a staple of the old Shaw Brothers studio, and I recently saw him in Convict Killer, a very good Shaw Brothers film, despite being largely unheard of in the West. I've mentioned many of his roles on the channel before. He's scaled back his acting recently, but there are so many hidden gems in his catalog. Recently, I've begun searching out films just for him in them. I mentioned him back in my The Barefooted Kid video. He actually worked on the writing with this movie, City War. Tian Nu plays the love interest for Chow Yun-fat, and she goes back to the Shaw Brothers days with stuff like Brave Archer. She is the younger sister of Tian Ni, who was a bigger star for Shaw Brothers than her sister. She was also in the film Triad Wars, which I reviewed a while back. She and T. Lung, a year later, were in Just Heroes together. There are so many Hong Kong staples here, like Norman Chu from Duel to the Death and 36 Chamber of Shaolin. Lo Lai, star of Five Fingers of Death, which helped start the Kung Fu craze in America, is in here, and he was also in 36 Chamber. Robin Chu from the 90s Mortal Kombat movies and Beverly Hills Ninjas has a bit part in here, and that guy was in some awesome hidden gem Hong Kong action movies. There's various others, but those are the ones you may recognize. If you end up recognizing someone else, add to the discussion in the comments. Chung Sung directed the film, and he's most known for Human Lanterns, which is honestly not one I've sat down to watch. If you know, you know. Throughout the years, he worked with T. Lung on a lot of martial arts films. It appears the movie is available to stream on Amazon Prime at time of writing. If you want some solid throwback Hong Kong action, you'll really enjoy this one. Until next time, or whenever I get an excuse to talk about Chow Yun-fat, this has been Stormdog.